only purpose of man's sojourn on this earth is to seek God. Yes.
I have a question about God. If God's power and majesty are beyond human comprehension, and we do the Kriya, what is our intention in doing it if it's beyond what we can even know?
See, God's power is beyond comprehension. And God's, since He is complete, it is incomprehension also. Because if He is only beyond comprehension and not comprehensible, then He is incomplete. He has to be comprehensible and incomprehensible. That's why I call Him the isness of the zero, not zero. He is zero, He is not zero, and yet He is the isness. He is ever present. So the purpose of Kriya Yoga is that the first stage is to have a healthy body. Be fit, no aches and pains. Have a healthy digestive system. Have a healthy circulatory system. Have a healthy endocrine system. A healthy respiratory system, a nervous system, circulatory system. Have a healthy process of your body. The process of circulation, assimilation and elimination should be perfect. Then you will be in good health. That is also the power of God working in your body. Then you go to the next level of comprehending God as you do yoga. You find that your turbulent emotions, which are hurt and suffering, the balsam of meditation and devotion is healing those emotional hurts and sufferings. All the insults that you have borne, all the hardships you have gone into, all the insults that your enemies have made against you, all the treacheries that your near dear ones have done, all these things are being healed by the rhythmic devotion and the breath of Kriya Yoga. Then you go to the next stage where your emotions which are hurt are transformed into devotion and your life is a flowing stream towards God, which gives you a lot of love. Sing the Christmas carols of God. Sings His praise and hymns. So you are being refined yourself step by step. Then from there you go to the mental process. A lot of psychosomatic disorders like ulcers and asthma and cirrhosis. Psychosomatic diseases are cured by calming the mind by the constant practice of Kriya Yoga. So step by step we get to the mental stage also. And then the mind becomes a placid pool. As one by one they die away. You see, the crystal mind is a beautiful mind. And then you begin to concentrate and meditate. As a leaking vessel never can fill the waters of life so pure and still, so distracted mind fails to retain wisdom's nectar in its brain. To ease disease of random mind, a remedy suitable we must find, a rhythmic breathing tension-free, with Kriya Yoga, the sovereign key. Am I answering your question? Step by step?
Yes.
Step by step. So that's why we haven't even got to the incomprehensible. So, and this is one thing I jump straight to the finality, where thank you, because you have made me explain God as to how the normal people would like an explanation. This is the use of God, this is the use of Kriya Yoga. So we get to the mental state. And then steady poise the arrow of your will. This is Kriya Yoga. Steady poise the arrow of your will and shoot the fleeting hinds and hearts to still. The thoughts and hinds and hearts felled by your concentrated darts. As one by one they die away as you practice Kriya Yoga. Mind opens up to a new day, like your mind opened up and you felt very light. It opened up. Mind opens up to a new day, where streams run tranquil, yet willows sway, here tame and gentle deer do play. This is the state of your mind by Kriya Yoga. And it says, then ultimately from this, where you transcend the mind by practice of Kriya Yoga and get to a state of samadhi, where there's an internal glow, the opal glow. where wisdom's mystic fire is king. So you get into that mysticism from an unkempt and disheveled mind and disorderly mind. You organize your mind. The mind dissolves into the opal glow. And that opal glow takes you to the state of a divinity. And you yourself become divine. Your mind, or the opal glow of your mind and your body become one. And you yourself are transformed gradually into light. And as you proceed further from this state, you get many visions of gods and saints and goddesses. You get many visions of the beautiful Krishna. One night the Christ walks before you. You are walking with Jesus. You are transported way back 3,000 years. You're walking along the Sea of Galilee with our beloved Jesus. And you feel, and you know by intuition, you may be or maybe not one of the disciples. Simon, Peter, Paul. And then you get these deep intuitions. And you get visions of the Jesus, the Christ. And after you finish with the Jesus at Galilee, you get to the Mount of Olives and you see the larger portion of Jesus, the divine portion of the Son of Man, Jesus. This divine portion is the Son of God, Christ. And then you go into the Christ, which is a state of temporary nirvikalpa samadhi, and you see the Christ, the beautiful Christ in his radiant aura of electric blue. And you merge into that aura, and there's nothing, no form, no figure, but an eternal bliss called the Christ consciousness. This is what the Kriya Yoga does, step by step, from curing your ankle bones and pains and your ulcers and headaches, to getting you gradually, as you keep practicing persistently, you get into the state of a nirvikalpa samadhi. And then the transfiguration, you see Elijah and Moses and Christ, all the three of them, the Trinity on earth, the Trinity in creation. And you get transformed into this state. And then you get further from the Christ state, you go into the ineffable state of the Christos, Shiv Goraksha Babaji, the Babaji state, the Christos stage. In between that, then comes the Gabriel, the Michael, and then the Christos. And then you merge into the finality of the zero not zero, whose center is everywhere and circumference is nowhere. That's where Kriya Yoga takes you and merges you into the non-being essentiality, whose center is everywhere and circumference is nowhere. He is called the Nameless One. And this is the state of Niranjan Nirvan, Kaivalya. That's what Kriya Yoga does. That's what the finality of yoga takes you, to your true innermost being, who is one with the Supreme Being. Composed of nothing, yet of which all else is sure composed. It stands supreme beyond all dreams, eternally reposed.